The second piece of the toolkit is a conceptualization of the enrollment and reassessment processes of the grant. Enrollment is when you first bring somebody into your grant program. Enrollment actually starts when you first perform the NOMS interview. And this layout here is a way to kind of conceptualize that process. First you have pre-enrollment, so how do you identify eligible people? How do you get them started in your enrollment workflow? The second piece is the actual enrollment itself, and that's when you collect the NOMS interview and you collect their health indicators. And the third piece is after enrollment. You enter that information into Track and you match the individual with appropriate services. And this layout here gives you some of the key considerations, and when you hover over the dots, you'll have tips and tricks as well as links to other resources that grantees have already prepared for this process. The second piece here is the exact same thing for reassessment. You identify somebody who's due for a reassessment, you perform the reassessment, and the reassessment is the NOMS interview and the health indicators that you collect at that specific time interval, and then entering that information to Track and altering the individual's treatment plan as necessary. And like the first item here, this also has dots that show up when you hover over it that will give you tips and tricks. And an individual remains enrolled and due for reassessments until you discharge them. Discharge is separate from your organizational discharge. This is strictly a grant mechanism, and it means that you are no longer providing grant services to the individual, but it doesn't affect your status with the organization at large. And to help you work through this process, we also have some examples of workflows for enrollment and reassessment that other grantees have prepared in the past. And that's the enrollment and reassessment section.